What's going on, people, and welcome back to my FPL for Game Week 32 recap and a look ahead to Game Week 33. Let's get into Game Week 32 then. Overall points, I finished with 51. The average was 56, so it's the first time in a while I fell below the average. Did get a red arrow, which is a bit annoying, but I was on a very good run of about 8 or 9 weeks with a green arrow. But it was a bit disappointing to finally drop out of that run, but it was going to happen at some point. As for my players, then I had Neto in goal for Bournemouth. He got me 4 in a 2-1 loss to Luton. Did get me a bonus point, so 4 is better than no, or a 1 or a 2. Virgil van Dijk only got me 1 in that draw against United, which I'll take because I was kind of, for fantasy, I needed Liverpool to win and do well, but in terms of just reality and everyday life as a United supporter, I was delighted that we got the point, to be honest. So swings and roundabouts, 1 point for Van Dijk, 5 for Ben White. I think he's very underrated in this FPL. A lot of people go with Saliba or Gabriel, but I've had White most of the season and he's done well pretty much all the time. He did get a yellow card, but he also got a clean sheet in a 3-0 away win against Brighton. So happy with that. Ben White, 5. Gabriel, 6. Clean sheet as well, obviously. The Arsenal boys did not disappoint. Then into the midfield, I had 4. I had Gross, who got me 2 in that loss to Arsenal. It was always going to be hard. Palmer, I captained, and he got me 10. He got an assist in his game against Sheffield, obviously, but they did get a draw, which most people would have expected Chelsea to win that, and they didn't. So I was expecting a bit more from Palmer in terms of the points, but if your team don't do as well, you're not going to do as well a lot of the time. So got 10, could have been worse. Salah, I got 8. I didn't captain or vice him this week. He did score and he got a bonus for me as well. So I got the captaincy a bit wrong, but it could have been worse. Salah got 8. Saka, 10 in that 3-0 win away to Brighton. Got 2 bonus points for me. He scored a goal as well. He didn't even play all the game either. He only played 63 minutes. So delighted with that return, considering that he didn't play the whole game. I'm happy with the 10 points. And then the 3 up top, I had Semenyo, Isak and Tony, and they all flopped, basically. Semenyo is flagged, so he picked up a bit of an injury, it looks like, and he only played 68 minutes. Isak got 2, which was annoying because he's been doing well and been on a good run. Newcastle won the game, but he just wasn't heavily involved in anything. 2. And Tony got 1 as well in a 3-3 against Villa. Crazy game, but he only played 9 minutes because he didn't start the game. So bit annoying with the front 3 again, but Salah and Palmer returned, and the 2 Arsenal defenders as well, and the keeper a little bit. And then on the bench had Vicario, he got 4. Foden was my vice, but he obviously got automatically subbed because he didn't start either. So he got 0. Porro got 11, which is annoying because most of the times I've had him in, he doesn't return. And then obviously he does score. So when I put him on the bench, he scores. Just, how's your luck? And Doughty got 2 for Luton. So other than Porro, the keeper had the same points as my starting keeper. So yeah, I feel like I got the bench on the majority of it right, apart from Porro. I feel like at the time it was a justified decision because he hasn't been doing great since I brought him in. So yeah, 56 points, average, and I got 51. Going into Game Week 33 then, I was debating on whether to or not to use my transfer, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to roll it at this point. It might change come near the deadline, but at this current moment, I'm going to be rolling the transfer and just using the 2 for 34 and do it that way instead of getting one and then getting one for 34. So I'm happy with my team as it is. I think the most debatable position for this week is the keeping position. I've got Neto at Bournemouth, who are at home against United, and I've also got Vicario away to Newcastle. I think both of them are tough games for both my keepers. I'm going with a home fixture. I think Bournemouth will cause United more problems, probably. I just think Tottenham could win against Newcastle, but at St James's Park, they're not going to get a clean sheet. So it's a difficult one, but I'm going to stick with Neto, I think. 3 at the back, White and Gabriel keep their place, and Van Dijk keeps his place as well. Arsenal boys at home against Villa. Tough game, but I feel like they should have enough to win it. Van Dijk at home against Palace. I expect Liverpool to get the 3 points in that. In midfield, we've got Salah, Foden, Saka, Palmer and Gross. Gross was the last sort of minute to put in, even though I liked the fixture away to Burnley, because I was going to start Semenyo. I'm waiting to hear on Semenyo's injury and whether or not he's going to play, because I prefer Semenyo to be in over Gross a little bit. Even though the fixtures might not suggest that, I think Semenyo's a bit underrated. I'm going to wait and see on that, but currently Gross is in. Top I've gone with Isak and Tony. Hopefully they can do better than they did last week for me. Tony at home against Sheffield United, I fancy to do well if he starts. And Isak, I think, will get a goal against Tottenham. Captaincy and vice, I'm going to go with Salah as captain at home against Palace. I fancy that fixture. He's not been at it so far this season. I know he has for stats, but just the eye test, he's not been fully at it. I know he's been away on AFCON and had a little bit of niggles here and there, but he hasn't been the typical Salah, I don't think. But it's hard to go against him because at any point he could do a madness. So I'm going to captain him this week against Palace. Vice, I've gone with Foden because I'm not sure if he's going to start again or not, and if he's going to even play the whole game. I think with Salah, you're a bit more assured he's going to get the minutes over Foden at the moment. So I'm going to go captaincy Salah, vice for Foden. And I'm pretty sure I'm like 85% in my mind that I'm going to roll this transfer this week. So, or maybe even 90%. Let me know how you've done for Game Week 32, guys. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, it helps with the videos. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you soon.